Well, guys, it's been one heck of a ride. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hats to Media. And today, with a heavy heart, I'm announcing that I am going to be permanently stepping away from Phillies Hats to Media. And this was not an easy decision to make, but I think it's the best decision for me at this point in my life. And I would like to thank everyone so much for their support over these past 4 years. And this is a very, very strange video. As you can tell, I am wearing the original hat and jersey that I wore in my first ever video in April of 2019. That was over 4 years ago now when I sat down and did my first ever video cast. This originally started in August of 2018 when I did some trial run podcasts talking about the Philadelphia Phillies, my favorite baseball team, and it just turned into something. It turned into something so wonderful. I really didn't know where this would go, and I sit here today, and this is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just not really getting anything out of just doing a one-day a week, and I just think it's time to call today. I just don't have the time to put into this that I used to, and my life has just picked up. I mean, I'm in college now, and I've just gotten so busy, and I just like to once again thank everyone so much for their continued support, and so many memories we made here at Phillies House to Media. I mean, so many memories over these past 4 years. I mean, just such a fun time. Just kind of going back to what I was saying, I mean, I didn't really know where it was going to go. I really just didn't know where it was going to go. When I first started in 2019, I had my old Acer Chromebook, and I was just doing these raw videos where I wasn't editing them. And by the time like June came around, that's when I started doing every game. And I didn't have like this set plan. I just kind of just let it go, and it just kind of turned into every single day, every single game, and I just loved it. It was just so fun to come on here every single day and talk about my favorite baseball team and how they were doing, and getting mad and getting frustrated, showing emotion, things like that. Unfortunately, on the other side, I just got so busy, and I just don't have the time to sit down and do a video every single day. Just to kind of go back and reflect, I mean, I got to see myself transform over these past 4 years, and I really think it dawned on me. 2022 was a year where it kind of dawned on me, pretty much towards the beginning of the season, where I was like, I just don't know how much longer I could keep doing this. I kept it very quiet, but I was talking to my friends about it, my family about it. I'm like, I don't know how much longer I could keep doing this, because it takes a lot of time out of my day to get this done. I understand even on my last schedule, I was only doing it one day a week, but it's still a commitment. It's still time taken out of my day to sit down and do a video, where I need to use that time doing something else. And I just think it's time to close this chapter. I think it's time to move on from this. I think it's time for me to move on to something bigger and better. But I will never forget what Phillies Hats to Media did for me in my life. It's a true building block in my life. I'll use these skills in other aspects of my life, 100%. Life has just picked up in just so many ways. But as I was talking about, I mean, I just got to see myself grow. Then, by the time, the end of 2019 came around, I switched to, I got an iPad, and I got my own microphone, and that's pretty much what I've been doing ever since then. So what's that been, about 3.5 years now? And the 2020 season was an absolute joke because it was so short and it just was so annoying. There was no fans in the ballpark. I just didn't really feel like a real season, but it was still fun. As boring as that year was, it was still fun to recap a 60-game season every single day. I'd say my favorite year definitely had to be 2022, just because of what the Phillies did. Just that Cinderella season, making it to the World Series against the Houston Astros, who obviously they beat last night. That was just such a fun season because we didn't expect much. We didn't expect them to make it all the way to the World Series. And I think maybe some of you could have seen this coming, right? I mean, I didn't do a video on Thursday night. I got actually some people messaging me, asking me where the video was. And I said announcement will be made on Saturday morning, and here I am on Saturday morning sitting down to make this announcement, that I am going to be officially, permanently stepping away from Phillies Hats to Media. So this also includes the Instagram. I'll be making a post on Instagram. It's going to be published the exact same time this video is going to be published, announcing it on there as well. I'm going to be announcing it on Harper Fanatics. For those who are wondering what is going to be happening to my videos and the channel, it's just going to be all archived. It's just going to say Phillies Hats to Media archive, because I still want access to this stuff, but everything's going to be still made public. It's not going to be deleted. Same thing goes with the Instagrams. just archived. I do believe I'm going to be deleting the Twitter and the TikTok account because I know and I can't stand TikTok and I never will go on there. I already have my own personal Twitter account that I use, so I'm just going to be deleting those. But this will stay. You can go back and watch as many videos as you want. So all the videos will still be made public. They're not going to be unlisted or made private or anything like that. So they're still going to be up there. It's just going to be all archives. This is going to be non-active. So that's my plan with that. I just can't tell you how much fun I had doing this over these past 4 years. And as disappointing as 2021 was, it really felt like such a full season. It was like my first full season. I'd say that 2021, despite 2022 being so fun when it came to the team's performance, I really do believe that 2021 was also almost just as fun. I mean, minus the 82 and 80 finish that we had that year. It just was so fun because that was my first game 1 to 162 sprint ever. I did about 100 games in 2019, as I said, 60 games in 2020, and then I did that full 162 game sprint in 2021, as well as another 162 game sprint in 2022. But 2021 just felt so refreshing because it was my first ever one, and by the time 2022 came around, I'm like, okay, I already did this. And it didn't really feel as special to me. It didn't feel as special to me. By the time we lost the World Series, of course, I made the final recap of Game 6 when we lost, and then I talked about the season review, and after that I decided to be taking a break and I'd be back shortly, and then I just made one video. I made pretty much like 2 videos the entire off season. I was barely active at all, and I was thinking hard about it. I was thinking about actually making this video like right after that and just saying like, listen guys, I'm done. I can't really do this anymore. But I'm like, you know what, maybe I could stick it out. Maybe I could just do like 1 video a week or something like that. I was thinking about maybe doing like an hour-long video. But ladies and gentlemen, I just simply don't have the time that I used to. I am just so busy. Even just doing it once a week, I really don't have time for that either. I've just gotten so busy. My interests have expanded. I don't have time to do this anymore. I'm trying to work a couple of jobs this summer. I already have a job right now, so really jammed up, especially with college work. I mean, I'm going through finals. Finals week is next week. I mean, even this week has been a lot of work for me too. I mean, it's just been crazy. It's just been so crazy. Once again, I will never forget what this did for me in my life. I mean, I am so grateful for Phillies Hotstone Media, and it's something that I'll be able to look back on and be proud of. It's something that I'll be able to look back and be proud of, and as I mentioned before, I'm so happy I'm wearing this jersey and hat, because this is where it all started. I mean, this is where it all started. This is the first ever jersey I wore in a video, first ever hat I wore in a video. This is it right here. So I think it's appropriate that I make my last video wearing the equipment I wore in my first ever video. And I can't tell you how fun it was to get all those different jerseys and hats like I did at the end of 2019. And able to wear what jersey they were wearing every single day. That was fun. It was just little things like that just really made it so fun. And to sit down here every single day and do the like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get it. It was fun to sit down and do that. And I think I'd be here for a while if I had to go through every single person and thank them. But I'd like to give a few shout outs. Phillies Update, Still in Power. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed knowing you in the community. I hope we could still keep in touch. I enjoyed having you on here. I'd also like to thank Slitta, David, Atlanta Braves fan. I mean, he's a great guy. I hope to maybe still join his live streams from time to time. I mean, you may still see me occasionally. On things like that. But just so many great people out there in the community, on the Instagram community, and in this community. I'd like to thank Ethan, who's in my comment section all the time. Thank you. You always were here with me. You always comment on every one of my videos. And people that did watch a lot, maybe didn't watch a lot, thank you to everybody. If you sat here and watched some of my videos, thank you. If you watched me in some way, shape, or form, thank you so much for listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. I understand that was like my majority of my base. And also that's not going to be going away as well. You could still, so all these will just be archived, but of course they're still going to be made available to the public. And just, I'm just going to put archive next to the name. That doesn't do anything. There's no like official archive, but it's going to be putting archive next to all the playlists and things like that. So that way, people could still have access to it if they want to see it. I can't tell you how weird it is to sit down and make this video, but I think it's the right thing to do. And I think, this is the best decision for me at this point in my life. I think it's time that I move on from this, ladies and gentlemen. I can't, once again, thank you enough for all of your support. It's something that was so natural, and it was just so fun, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. I say that, but at the same time, I do think I was kind of building up for this about 5 years ago when I really started to fully get into the Phillies, and I became like a true diehard fan in 2014, so that's been nearly 10 years ago now. That's been 9 years now. So that's when I really started to become a true diehard fan. But getting Bryce Harper and bringing him aboard really just made me want to do this, because it's just how fun it was to watch this team every single day. And I'm obviously, this goes without saying, I'm still a diehard Phillies fan. I love them. I mean, they're back over 500 now after beating those Astros last night, right? I mean, the World Series rematch. They had a great homestand against the Rockies and Mariners. Of course, I didn't do a video on that. I mean, Nick Castellanos is on fire right now. So I like the way this team's playing, and hopefully we can make it back to the playoffs. But simply, I just don't have the time to sit here and talk about it anymore. I've just gotten so busy, and it's bittersweet, ladies and gentlemen. I think at the same time, it's time for me to move on, but at the same time, I'm gonna miss it somewhat. I'm gonna miss it somewhat. But this is something that needs to be done. This is something that, in my opinion, needs to be done. But that doesn't mean that I'm not grateful. It doesn't mean that I won't miss you. I will miss each and every one of you, interacting with you in the comments. It was such a fun ride. If I had to talk about my favorite memory, I've had a few of them. I mean, I think my favorite time doing it was in the postseason. I mean, that was so fun. The postseason was just so fun because you just kept downing them, and they just kept winning. It was so fun to cover that. It was just so fun to cover that. And 2019 was really, really fun year for me because, as I said, I mean, it was just like, I just was just kind of like, what can I get away with? What can I do? And I just was kind of just experimenting with my channel. Like, I didn't really know where it was going to go. And I think by the time 2021 came around, I kind of had a set schedule of what I was going to do. It was still really fun, but it wasn't as fun. I think honestly 2019 was probably one of my best years because it was just the novelty of it, my first time ever doing it and running through all the motions, and it just was so new to me. And I'm just getting into nostalgia right now. It just was so new to me in so many different ways. And it just felt so fun to do it that first year. But also having former Phillies general manager Matt Klentak on my show, and Mickey Morandini and guys like that. I mean, that was a lot of fun too to have them on there. I mean, what an experience that was. Unfortunately, things come and go in life, and this is one of them. It's the time of me doing this has come to a close, and it's hard to believe. It is hard to believe. But this is the right decision for this at this point in my life. So I'd like to once again thank everyone so much. The Instagram post will be made. And also, I believe there's probably going to be, I'm going to make another post on Heart Fanatics, just also announcing it on there as well. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. As I said, you may still see me occasionally from time to time. Maybe on Slitta's live stream or something like that. But no longer on this channel. I have decided to leave Phillies Hatstood Media. So I once again want to thank everyone so much. You guys are the best. You guys really are the best. I mean, you guys supported me, day in and day out. So I'd like to thank you tremendously. All those late nights staying up and doing a video, editing the video, and, publishing the video, just all those years. I mean, I wasn't 20 years, but I mean, still 4 years. I mean, that's a long time to be doing this. During those 4 seasons, I did it pretty much every single day. If you exclude that little early chunk of 2019 where I didn't do it, when I was still kind of transitioning into doing every single game. Obviously here in 2023, I did 3 or 4 videos once a week, and that was it. That was it. I thought maybe I could continue this, but there isn't really much I'm really getting from doing it just once a week. 15-minute video once a week. It just doesn't really feel that like I'm really gaining any momentum. I think it's just time that I call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. So leave your thoughts all in the comment section below. Thank you all so much. I just couldn't thank you enough. So I sit here, the final moment on Phillies Hatstood Media as I close this chapter in my life. So guys, thank you. I mean, it's been a great 4 years. 2019 was just so fun, and it just was so different. It was something different in my life. 2020 was interesting, to say the least. 2021 really felt like the first full real year I ever did it. And 2022 was so fun for the Cinderella season, and 2023 wasn't really much of anything because I just didn't really upload that much. But so hopefully we can make it back to the postseason this year. Unfortunately, I will not be doing any videos anymore. So I announced that I will be officially, permanently stepping away from Phillies Hatstood Media. So guys, thank you all so much. My name is Luke Griffith, and I am officially signing off of Phillies Hatstood Media. Thank you, and goodbye.